Imagine a world where there is a collapse of every wall dividing the body of Christ. Believers freely fellowshipping with each other without prejudice and labeling. A world where the body of Christ is truly one. In it, you find that whenever two believers meet each other for the first time, they immediately click, like they've known each other all their lives. Here you are no longer identified by the church or denomination you belong to. Everywhere you go, you are embraced as a brother or sister by other fellow believers. Imagine a world where you can trust believers and feel at home wherever you find them. A world where believers are known for their integrity, uprightness, honesty, and brotherliness. A world where we are all helping each other to fulfill our God-given purpose in the body of Christ. In this world, you find that you can easily receive help from anyone in the body. As a minister, you don't have to go through the rigorous process of building your own empire or a fan base just so you can fulfill your calling. You don't have to shoulder the burden of hundreds and thousands of people in the name of ministry. You can minister anywhere in the body of Christ and you will be granted an audience. You don't have to first build a name for yourself and become famous before people would listen to you. You are free to minister to anyone, anywhere, as the Lord leads. Imagine a world where there are no walls, boundaries, and territories in the body of Christ. Nobody is owning or claiming any sheep. Rather, we are all flocks of the Lord, helping each other to grow and know Him intimately as we jointly follow the leadings of the Shepherd King. Imagine a world where the supernatural freely finds expression through anyone in the body of Christ and there are no superstars. Every believer is learning to draw riches directly from Jesus and do even greater works than He did when He was on earth. A world filled with people whose loyalty is to the King alone and His kingdom. And you, as a young believer, are placed in a structure that helps you discover your God-given role in the body of Christ. You are sponsored and given access to whatever ministry and dimension that align with your calling or role in the body. Yes, imagine a level of collaboration amongst us that allows for proper checks and balances. And there are established structures that help to preserve and purge the body of anything that is not of Christ. Does it sound impossible? Well, some of us believe it is possible, at least to some extent. God is putting things into our hearts. He is showing us that He wants to achieve this, and He is giving each minister a piece of what is needed to bring this into reality. As such, we are each learning more about what God has given us. We are discovering each other's ministry and figuring out how we can put our different pieces together and birth this vision into a reality. The Lord is coming for a glorious bride, and that's why He has given us apostles, prophets, evangelists, pastors and teachers, whose responsibility is to equip God's people to do what is needed to build up each other, causing the body of Christ to grow, until we all come to such unity in our faith and knowledge of Christ, fully matured in Him, Ephesians 4:11-13. Yes, He would not rest till we come into unity in our faith and knowledge of Christ. We understand that to achieve this it must start on a small scale. Yes, a small locality. It could be a street or a few of them. There we would have a Christian community. That is, several small groups of believers who fellowship in homes on these streets. The members are residents of the same street. This Christian community consists of all the believers in that locality. They see themselves as one, fellowship with each other, and know one another intimately. They develop this bond and trust, reflecting a level of love that leave their non-believing neighbors in wonder, saying among themselves, "Behold, how they love one another." These believers become a model of uprightness, a proof that man can live in a corrupt world and still walk in righteousness and love. Each member becomes an embodiment of the house of God. And the unbelieving neighbors know that if you ever want to meet God for yourself, you would experience Him simply by coming in contact with any one of the Christians in their area. This community of believers effortlessly expresses the civilization of the kingdom of heaven. Yes, among them you find heaven on earth in such riches and beauty. Imagine having such a community. This is exactly how we want to start. We are many, scattered all over the world, trying out this thing. Experimenting with what we have received from the Father. Trying to birth one of such communities. If we finally have one real success. And it is everything we imagine it to be. That is, a matured kingdom community filled with all the features measured earlier. Then, we would examine the conditions and principles that resulted in that success. And we would replicate it in several localities in the world. Yes, having several of this community springing forth all over the world, growing, colliding with one another, and filling the whole world until every believer is part of it. If you are still scratching your head in doubt and wondering if this can really be possible, then consider this. At one time in human history, it was considered impossible that two people would communicate with each other in an instant, despite being in different countries and continents. But then human society grew to the point that the knowledge to actualize it was available. Then what followed was experimentation, several of them, until this once impossible thing became a reality. Yes, seemingly impossible things become a reality when the right knowledge is available and when enough time and effort are invested in experimentation. So rather than doubting if this is possible, just go through the videos on this YouTube channel. I can assure you that you will be shocked by the level of knowledge that is now available in the body of Christ today. Then you will see, in your heart, the beautiful possibilities that can be achieved through this knowledge. God has graced this generation with great knowledge. And for the first time in the history of the church we can dream the impossible. Yes, go through all the videos on this YouTube channel and see for yourself. I have mentioned earlier that to achieve all this we would need the collaborative effort of several ministries. Yes, independent and diverse ministries, working in oneness with this vision and putting in their efforts to birth it. Teaching ministries are in great demand here. Ministries that would help believers awaken to their kingdom identity. And cause them to see that we are one people, one nation, and we share a common goal to see the glory of our kingdom expressed in this age as a testimony of the resurrected Christ. We need apostolic workers that would equip believers to experience communal life and grow into a heavenly civilization. We need several ministries, though independent, but working with one vision. So if you feel this vision is worth pursuing, if you feel that your ministry is established by God to contribute, one way or another, to the emergence of kingdom communities all over the world, then contact us. And let's see how we can collaborate and build a relationship with one another. Unity in the body of Christ must first start from unity among ministers. So contact us and let's build a rapport. Subscribe to this YouTube channel and watch our videos. Bless you.